Great. You're so reasonable. You're not like the other ones. And whenever white people are telling you that you're reasonable, and that's why I come here, because you're so reasonable, that's code for you don't stand up for black people. That's all that means. Last week, if you were here, you may have heard it, you may have watched it. I talked about Abba and Preach. And the reason why I talked about them is they put out an atrocious piece of video content about Kyle Rittenhouse. And in this content, it wasn't just that this guy, Abba, felt that Kyle Rittenhouse was justified in what he did and was all self-defense. And it was that he went down the list of every white right-wing talking point and hit every bell. Ding! It was like he was in the Joe Rogan Fear Factor contest. How many right-wing mofos can he attract to his channel? That's what it was. It was like very safely in the right-wing Fox News variety. I'm only addressing this because, Lord have mercy, guys, if you looked at my comment section on that video, when I saw the comments that were made from his fans, from the fans, because the people that watch this video mostly were Abba and Preach fans. That's who searches for them. My usual audience is not looking up videos that says Abba Preach in the title. I want to thank Abba and Preach for this whole experience. It's been very eye-opening. Prior to this, when I hear people talk about people of color, and they say, some people of color are detrimental to our struggle to get reparations. Just because people are black doesn't mean they, or brown skin doesn't mean they're in the fight for us, or what have you. I would hear it, but I would kind of be like, well, maybe they don't get it to the extent we get it, but black is black, right? There's discrimination all over the globe. There's colorism all over the globe. These are things that are interchangeable any place you go. You can go to China and they're like, if you're dark-skinned Chinese, you get treated fucked up. My friend Ida Rodriguez, she just put out a comedy special called Fighting Words, and she talks about it in that comedy special on HBO Max. She talks about colorism with Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and different people of Latina or Latinx or however you refer to it, descent. So this is not a new thing. So it's universal to me. That's how I looked at it. Oh, I've been corrected. I'm now convinced that Preach and Abba don't talk from a position of total disregard for us. They just don't know shit. And the reason why I make such a harsh claim is because their fans, for the most part, have no fucking idea. Jesus Christ. Folks, during my challenge to Abba's video, my response to my reaction, I said, well, look, maybe Abba just doesn't get it because he's a brown-skinned, looks like an Indian dude or whatever, and I think Preach would get it. Abba doesn't get it because he's brown-skinned Indian dude. He might not understand racism to the same extent or discrimination to the same extent as Preach, who's a very dark-skinned brother. He's about my complexion. I got a lot of lights on right now, but I'm pretty darker. Maybe you could tell that. There were people from his page who got offended that I said that a dark-skinned, black-skinned person, dark-skinned brown person would have more discrimination, experience more discrimination in their life than maybe a lighter brown-skinned person who looks like he's Indian or Asian or some other denomination I didn't know. They actually said I was being racist for saying darker-skinned people get treated different. Now, I just got through telling you that this is something that I've been told exists all over the world, but on the Abba and Preach channel of millions of people, they don't understand this. In fact, they misunderstand it so much that they will come to my channel and complain that I am divisive, that I say dark-skinned black people experience a higher level of discrimination. We all know this. And that just goes to prove my point, guys. They should not be speaking on black people issues. But if you don't know that racism in America, color, even in the black community, man, they need to watch my content. I had great director and actor Bill Duke on the show. He was telling me how he was growing up. The black church had a brown paper bag test. And if your skin was too dark, you couldn't even go in the fucking church. That's in America. And that's in the black community. So if you don't understand that, if you have no idea that there's colorism, that there's racism, discrimination, you should not be talking about cop murders, police brutality, anything race-related. Stick to talking about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Sick to talking about, things that don't matter. Talk about the Grammys, who put out a good movie, if LeBron should be traded. And talk about relationships. Whatever corny, run-of-the-mill, very safe type of content, because when you start delving into black people's shit, we're starting to cross over into a realm where you gotta kind of actually know shit. And it's not just a different opinion, it's fucked up. Now look, I'm not trying to make them seem like they're the worst people in the world. I mean, people comment all the time. I'm sure there's a bunch of white guys who made a bunch of lame-ass content about Kyle Rittenhouse. In fact, I know there are. The problem is, when you look brown and you look like you down, but you're not, it's confusing. So I want to give an apology, not to Auburn Preach, but to all the people that said, Tim, man, these people of color, you got to look out for them. And I was sort of like, man, come on, man, don't be that way. They know what's up. I stand corrected. Not only do they not know what's up, their fans don't know what's up. I was actually taking it easy on Abba, because I thought maybe I'm just singling out the guy who doesn't know race very well. Maybe the darker skinned guy would know race more, and that's why they got two people. So when you got two people, one person can have a wheelhouse with race, the other one has a wheelhouse with the military. I heard that one guy is in the military or in some other areas, and that's what's great, is that they balance each other out. But it seems to me that you're both on the same side. Like, neither one of you guys understand this, or your comment section would not be littered with people totally misinformed about race and having a lot to say, who think me challenging you on your opinion of race is somehow racist. For black people to talk about racial issues. I mean, if you're a black American living in America, or grew up in America, you don't understand that there's color issues, you're either a child or you're grossly ignorant. I mean, I don't care if you got as much money as LeBron and Shaq. You know America. You know the difference of how people get treated based on how they look, based on color. I mean, we accept that there's differences in how we get treated if you're a man or woman. No one would argue that. These are like known issues. I've had female friends saying they need work done on their home. They need a guy to come help them talk to the contractor, make sure they don't get hosed. Like, we know these things exist. I'm not saying they're good at all. They're horrible shit. But if you're going to be talking about black issues and not know, I mean, it's a whole thing. Like, when we go and hang out, if we got a white guy with us, that's who talks to the cops. I mean, unless you're mute. I mean, we've all heard jokes about this. You mean your people don't know this? You send these morons come to my channel and they don't even know that? I mean, fuck, it's a Dave Chappelle joke, for God's sake. If you're gonna talk about something as serious as Kyle Rittenhouse and all you're gonna give us is 8 minutes of your time, shut the fuck, I mean, come on, man. That goes to show you how much you give a fuck. You gave it 8 minutes. There are videos on your channel that are double that amount of time talking about frivolous shit. So it's like a lack of consideration for black viewers, but it just shows what kind of audience you got. And I got you, man. I understand you guys do shows. So, you do shows and you're popular in Canada. That's great. Because if you come to America with that bullshit, I see eggs and tomatoes in your future. I mean, unless you can get on some white universities, campuses, in a closed environment where a bunch of white people just go, yeah, great. You're so reasonable. You're not like the other ones. And whenever white people are telling you that you're reasonable, and that's why I come here, because you're so reasonable, that's code for you don't stand up for black people. That's all that means. That's not a good thing unless you want to be a sellout. It's not a badge of honor for a bunch of conservative white people to be like, hey, man, I like you. You're one of the reasonable ones. That's why I come here, because you confirm my fucked up biases. Got some merch I can buy? Man, I understand economics. We're all up against economics. I understand ambition. And I also understand ignorance. And I don't know what's influencing you, but I'm going to go ahead and chalk this up to a lack of experience and ignorance on your part. You guys are the Michael Jackson. Am I black or white? Black or white? I'm gonna spend my life being a color. What kind of... You don't get to choose how the world treats you because of your color. I always find it amazing that people from a group of people that only looked at what color we were. It didn't matter the content of our character. Didn't matter our skills. Like, it was illegal for us to read a book, to learn, to go to school. We were barred from neighborhoods, barred from restaurants, barred from learning, barred from being employed in most vocations besides sharecropping. And when we say, hey, your discrimination fucked this up in America's races, you go, why are you going to make everything about race? And that's all America's been doing to black people since black people were put in chains and brought to this motherfucker. If you want to be on the side of that, man, well, let's just say it's a disappointment. But hey, capitalism, right? All right, let's keep it moving, guys. We got other stuff to get to.